Not again. What is happening to me? Why is the world crumbling against me? Hassan says, standing in front of his big company, burning down to ashes with his own very eye. The neighboring people don't have any other thing to say than to render sympathy to Hassan for the great loss. After they all tried to quench the fire by all means, they even called the firemen to help them, but to no avail. All their effort was not enough to quench the fire. He went home that day to meet his barren wife, who he has married for a very long time without any child to show forth. "My husband, good afternoon," she greeted, expecting a response from him as usual. But he refused to respond to the greeting. He gave her an evil look of her life and went inside straight without uttering a word. His wife on the other side became more confused. What is wrong with this man again? Why can't I have peace of mind in this house? Every time, every day, I have been moving from one problem to another. What will be the solution to all this? I am tired and I don't even know whether to end this relationship or continue with him, she said, and went inside with her husband to find out what exactly is wrong with him. "My husband, what is wrong this time around? I thought they had settled us this morning before you went to work. So why are you still angry with me?" she asked. Her husband looked at her wildly and began to speak harshly. "What else do you expect me to do? Oh, you want me to be happy with you? Tell me, why should I be happy with you? Who do you think you are, if not bad luck? See, I am tired and I don't want to continue this marriage with you anymore. The more I stay with you, the more harm you will be causing me. Because of your bad luck, my company got burnt today into ashes, and you still expect me to be happy?" the husband said. Aisha has nothing to say other than to start crying. She has no idea of the cause of her husband's problem, but anytime something happened to her husband, all blame will be on her, as if she is the witch that is orchestrating everything. She was bitter and she went inside to cry the more. Why should I do this? I have tried all my possible best to make this marriage work. Since all my effort turns out to be fruitless, I think it's high time I leave this marriage once and for all. She was saying this within herself, lonely inside her, dripping down her cheeks tears of sorrow and bitterness. Yes, this will be the best option for me. Even the elders said that leaving a husband's house is not leaving the world. I'm not the first to divorce a man, and I will not be the last to divorce a man as well. For my own peace of mind, I have to bring this relationship to the end, Aisha concluded within herself. And she waited till tomorrow to pack all her belongings and leave Hassan's house. The following day, she left Hassan without minding what the world would say about her. "Honey, see, I happen to be a bad luck in your life. I want to take my leave now. I wish you all the best as I am leaving. May success locate you and may you flourish the more," Aisha said, and left with her small bag, and Ghana must go. Hassan was still lying on his couch, staring at his wife without uttering any words, until she finally left his house without bothering to call her back. Little did Aisha know that her life was in danger. Just as fish could not do without water, the same way Aisha cannot do without Hassan. Hassan was a covenant child that was covenanted with the river goddess. He was a twin, and his twin sister was covenanted as well. Immediately his wife left him, the river goddess gathered in the river to foresee the outcome of his wife. Their law was that any woman that have been entangled or in one way or the other had an intimacy with their seed will not go cause-free. It's either she remains single for life, but if she wants to move further in life, they will render her useless. And Aisha's case is not in any way different. They were happily celebrating the departure of Aisha from their seed, Hassan's life. They went to commune with Hassan in a dream one night, appearing to him that he should try to have another woman in replacement for Aisha. Hassan was totally confused the following morning. He sat down in front of his house, thinking about the instruction from the river goddess, telling him to get married in the next 3 days. Lest to him, he was not ready to settle down with any woman yet. He just wanted to be alone and be doing his things on his own. 2 days later, he was still reluctant without taking in mind what the river goddess had instructed him to do. One of the river goddess appeared to him and was threatening to destroy his life by failing to present a wife the following day. The river goddess disappeared after passing across the message. Hassan became more terrified. His face and skin became paler. The impossibility of the message still kept on echoing in his ear. Likewise, the consequence that will follow the destruction of his life. Hassan was still looking for a more decent young lady to get married to, but to no avail, he could not find anyone that would suit his desire. The night of that very day, he was thinking to go back to Aisha and ask for her return. But the river goddess still appeared to him again with a strict warning. You must not in any way go back to Aisha. It's a sacrilege to us. Going back is not in our agenda, and we must not dare to lose our respect to anyone, not even a lady. Remember, you just have this night and tomorrow to get us a wife, the river goddess said and disappeared. The following day, Hassan went to the street in search of a decent lady to marry, but he was still searching for a lady till noon, and he could not find any. Later that night, the river goddess appeared to him, threatening to get ready for the destruction. Hassan, on the other hand, was already tired and did not know what to do anymore than to wait for their destruction. He decided to visit one of his friends the following morning, and the least expected happened. A trailer ran into his car and he was brutally injured. His body was soaked with blood. His car got crushed into pieces, and people were thinking that he would not make it, but they were surprised when they went to drag him from the car and see him still breathing. They quickly rushed him to the nearby hospital for prompt treatment. The doctor and nurse tried all they could to resuscitate him back to life. A few moments later, they felt like giving up on him because his situation was very critical and his vital organs were already compromised. But nevertheless, Hassan was able to survive it, and he later came back to life again. His twin sister heard of the incident, and she took permission to go and meet her brother in the hospital. He prepared food to go and give to her brother, but her husband, after returning back from work, he met his wife holding a flask with a cooler. "Welcome, honey," Asana greeted her husband. "Thank you. Before I forget, where are you going with this flask and cooler?" "Honey, but I called you earlier that I want to visit my brother who had an accident recently. I am going to meet him in the hospital, and since no one is with him, I decided to prepare a pap and a little food for him to eat." "That is nice of you. A good woman that cannot give a single shite to her husband. What else do you want to turn me into in this house? If you know the best for you, you better return this food to his place or consider not coming back to this house. If you insist, your village people are still stopping you from bearing a child. They have used their witchcraft to block your womb, and yet you are still kind to them. What kind of human being are you? I am not stopping you from visiting your brother, but don't ever carry my food along while going. You are even free to go. If you like, go and never return again." Asana had no other option. She went to visit her brother without carrying any food along. She was shocked to meet her brother in such a situation. Her brother could not eat, neither could he drink anything. He was left on the sick bed, adhering to his treatment. There was no one with him. For that reason, Asana could not leave the hospital because of how fatal the situation was. Her husband did not even bother to ask her. She decided to call her husband one day. "Good morning, honey. How are you doing?" Her husband asked. "Honey, I have been away for the past 2 days, and you didn't even bother to call me and ask me how was my brother." "I am good." "Oh, sorry. It escaped my mind," her husband replied. "All right, no problem. Please don't be angry. I met my brother in a critical situation, and I may not be able to come home soon. I am the only one with him, and I want you to bear it with me." "All right, no problem. Since you have chosen your brother above me, there is no problem. I am happy. Just take your time to stay with him. If you like, don't come back again," her husband angrily said and ended the call. 2 weeks later, Hassan got well and was discharged home. Out of sympathy, Asana followed him home. Hassan's husband became angry the more, and he had to go and meet his wife at Hassan's house. He started shouting on his wife. "Today marked exactly 1 month that you left my house, and you did not even bother to check on me, if I am okay or not, if I have been eating or not. What kind of wife do you call yourself? So you can be so mean to me like this? What have I done to deserve all this ill attitude from you? Usman blushed out with anger. I don't expect you of all people to treat me with such negligence. But anyway, such is life. Since you have chosen your brother more than me, then there is no problem. I will leave you to marry your brother. Don't ever come close to my house for anything. I will pack your load to you tomorrow so that you can be happy and fully have the peace of mind to take care of your brother, Usman said and left. Asana, on the other hand, has nothing to say. She tried begging her husband, but her husband was not listening to her at all. She broke down and started crying bitterly. Her brother tried to console her, but Asana's grief was so paramount that nothing can stop her from crying all days and nights. But that does not stop her from taking care of her brother and helping him to adhere to the hospital medication. The following day, Usman packed all her belongings to her brother's house. Asana was